And we are live. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn Joy, and today we have the lovely Rebekah F with us. Welcome, Rebekah.
Hello.
Rebekah, tell us, what is the name of your YouTube channel?
So I'm Rebekah F, online teaching, mostly VIP kid, but now also into Outschool.
Very good. And Rebekah just reached 400 subscribers. Great job. 403 now.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and I just checked, and her link to her channel is in the description of this video, so check that out. Rebekah is an Outschool teacher, and I wanted to ask you, before you got into online teaching, what did you do with your life?
I taught kindergarten for 5 years.
You were a kindergarten teacher?
Yep, I was a kindergarten teacher,
oh,
yes, and I loved it.
That's totally, I would trust my kids with you in kindergarten. That's awesome. You would be great. That's great.
Yes, I love that age group. And right now my daughter's hitting that, 4-year-old, that age group. I'm like, this is what I love.
That's great. Yeah, my kids, I teach elementary, middle school, high school. So my kids are finally starting to get to elementary, like, yes, okay. This is more my age range. I can do this. Yeah, very good. So that's awesome. You were a kindergarten teacher. And then
yes.
What was the first company that you taught with online?
Well, I left kindergarten teaching because I got pregnant and my baby was born in May. So the end of a school year. So I said to my principal, I will finish the school year out, but as soon as she's born, I'm taking my leave, which was like 3 weeks before school got out anyway. So like, bye, took the last 3 weeks off. Well, then we moved to a new state over the summer. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to stay home with her, but we weren't making ends meet. And my husband was working so hard, but he just couldn't support all of us in today's age. So he found VIP Kid for me, actually on Craigslist. I'm like, is this a legit company? This was 4 years ago. This was August of 2016 that he found it.
Wow.
And so I went on YouTube and I saw some people talking about it. Go, okay, it's been vouched by a couple of people already. They got paid. Let's give it a try. And I've loved it. Yes, it's early morning hours. And yes, I had to, arrange things, but I was able to bring in a good paycheck. And so we've been able to, live.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It is so hard. That's similar to, we were way behind on our mortgage when I was like, I have to work online. I have to find an online job. So yeah, similar story here. It's so hard to have one paycheck for a home,
It is nowadays. I mean, it was possible way back in, long time ago, but not anymore. You almost have to have 2 incomes, which is hard because I want to be home with my kids. I didn't want to pay for childcare.
And if
it's so expensive.
Yeah, if I worked minimum wage and sent my 4 kids to daycare, I'd have negative. Right?
Yeah, you can't afford that.
You can't.
So yeah, so it's been so nice to teach in the mornings, and then I'm done before the kids wake up, and then I can be with the kids all day.
Yeah.
Now I do Outschool in the middle of the day as well, but it was mostly just mornings, and then I was a mom.
Yeah. Okay, so you started with VIP Kid 4 years ago. What all companies have you worked for?
I dabbled a little bit with Go Kid for a while. Then I kind of just let that go because I was making good money with VIP Kid, but I'm now dabbling back into that a little bit because I don't want my eggs in all one basket anymore because it's scary because anything could happen to any of these companies, and that's my livelihood. And yeah, that's kind of scary to think about. So I opened back up with Go Kid. I mostly VIP Kid. I also got hired on at iTutor Group, so I'm giving that a try as well too. And then I've been technically hired at Bling ABC, but I have yet to have a class scheduled and get that figured out. So I haven't taught with them yet. And then I'm also doing Outschool. So mostly VIP Kid and Outschool are my main income streams right now.
I've never heard of Bling ABC, except for I think I've heard you mention it before. But is it?
Yeah, I heard about on Teacher Casey's channel, but it does require minimum hours. You have to open up like 5 or 7, something like that a week. And then you're committed to teaching those kids those days all semester long. Like you are their teacher. And so if you take time off, they're without a teacher. They have to have a substitute. So that's the downside is you have to commit.
You can't take
every Wednesday I'm teaching these classes, done. With VIP Kid, I can open, not open, whatever. It's very flexible now.
What time of day is Bling ABC?
It's China time.
It's China time.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's all based. Yeah, all those companies are based in China. I tutor group, the Go Kid, VIP Kids. So it's all China time. So they're all competing over the same peak time slots. So if they have noon hours, I have to like. I don't want to work 7 days a week, and it's just.
I tried adding iTutor Group or Go Kid, but really Outschool is very compatible with VIP Kid because they're not asking for the same hours, right?
Yes, yeah, because you can do daytime and then early mornings. I like that.
That's so cool. So when did you get started with Outschool?
Probably May of this year.
May, very good.
Yeah.
And what all kinds of classes have you taught with them?
I teach mostly science experiments. So we do like fireworks in a jar and fizzling rainbows and lava lamps and a lot of hands-on stuff. And we just talk our way through the science. And I really make the science easy to understand. I don't use big words because I teach the 3 to 8-year-olds. I want the babies because that's where that's where I talk. That's my language. The little 4 and 5-year-olds, that's my language. Yeah. And so a lot of times the parents are right there with them, either helping them pour the materials or just being an extra hand. But the kids are doing most of the experiments. And they leave going, Mom, did you know that oil and water don't like each other? You're listening. I also do a weekly math games class called Beat the Teacher. So I teach the game, and then all of the students become a team against me. And so sometimes I win, and sometimes I don't win. Sometimes I can control it, sometimes I can't. And so we also talk about being a good sportsmanship. We don't cry if we lose. We don't put somebody down if we win. So it's all about how to play well as the math skills.
Yeah. Something our listeners don't know, but you and I know, is we each have a daughter with the name Esther. Yes. That's really special. That's my favorite name in the whole world. So I love it. That's wonderful. Very cool. So, and our Esthers got to take a class together. They took a writing letters class with Marianne.
Yes.
And you actually saved me by reminding me, and where's
the other Esther?
We're like, hey, I look forward to seeing you in class. I was like, run. Okay, I'm here a few minutes late. Thank you, Rebekah. Very good. Awesome. Yeah. So what time of day do you teach on Outschool, and what kind of prices do you set? Welcome teacher Stephanie to the chat box.
So I have to teach Outschool around my life. Since I have Esther, who's 4, and I also have a baby, Victoria, who will be 1 on Sunday. Her birthday's coming up. So everything's around their schedule. So I teach when my baby sleeps because, that's what I have to do. Or when somebody's home. But my husband's often off working, and so I need to be able to just organize it then. So I teach VIP Kid from like 4 to 7 a.m. And then I take a little breather. And then 7:15, I'll teach 1 Outschool class. All my Outschool classes are half-hour classes. So I'll do 7:15 to 7:45, and right about 7:48 or 8 o'clock, Victoria wakes up. So I'm like, I can squeeze 1 class in there. And then she goes down for a morning nap, and I can teach 1 at 11. And then her afternoon nap, I teach 1 at 3:30.
I have never thought.
Break up.
That's a really good idea, teaching 1, because I missed that hour that we used to have that was taken away from my kid. That was
it was a risky thing of like, I don't know, it's gonna book. It's 7:30, 7:15 in the morning. I'm in Mountain Time. Well, that's 6:15 in the morning in California. No one's gonna take that. But it's 9:15 in the East Coast. And there's some little kids who are up and already up for the day. So 9:15 isn't that early. If they want to take a class then.
Have you booked successfully for that time?
Off and on, yeah. Sometimes they're pretty good classes. All of my classes are hit or miss. I still haven't figured out which class works best with which time. It's just kind of, here you go. Oh, good. That one worked great. Okay, sure.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I opened up 3 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays for Spanish classes. And at first I had like 3 students, and now I put it at a max of 6 students. Now they're filling up, and people are requesting other times like noon and stuff. So I opened 1 at noon, and it filled up with 6. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do this. Yeah.
And rarely I'll work in the evening, and that's kind of risky. But one time somebody requested an evening class, so like, okay, fine, I'll open a 7 p.m. one for one student. But 4 people showed up.
Oh, good.
And those 4 people were from China, Korea, somewhere else over in the east side of the thing, and then California. I'm like, wow, we had the whole world in that one class. Cool.
Yes, I love teaching cultures. I don't know if you can tell my new background.
Yeah. So my evening works great in like China time and Korea time and Australia time. So, but evenings are hard for my family. That's like chaotic dinner time and bedtime. So I've just told, don't do more evenings. Okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my husband said in August. Since our VIP Kids students had like a month off school or something, I was working evenings every single day. And my husband asked me to stop doing that right when they were coming back to school. So I was like, okay, I wasn't enjoying it either. He wasn't enjoying getting off work and having to watch the kids. So I just stopped teaching at night. But Outschool is nice because it helps supplement that income, right?
It does. And it was a really, really good income in July and August. It really boomed off. It's starting to slow down. I feel like my classes slowed down a week or two after most people's did, but now I'm still feeling the dip. And I'm thinking it's because personally, my kid's going back to school too for the first time, and I have to figure out life. Like commutes here and commutes there, and if they're on the computer virtually for 7 hours, I don't want to do any more computer classes. So I'm hoping that in a while, when things kind of settle down, we might be able to add a few more classes here or there as parents, and so then my bookings will go back up again.
Yeah,
it's just transitionary time.
And I understand how the parents feel, because in the summertime, I wasn't comfortable to teach yet on Outschool, but I was getting my feet wet by signing my kids up for a bunch of classes. So my kids have a lot of summer classes. But now that school's actually starting and I'm actually teaching them, we're not doing Outschool quite as much because we're getting into the swing of things, right?
Yeah. I mean, my daughter only goes to school half days, a couple of days a week. So I still sign her up for classes in the afternoons or when it works in our schedule, but it's less often. But she still asks for classes. Yeah. For these older kids, it's hard.
Well, do you have any? Oh, I know one. But my next question is, do you have any tips or tricks that you've learned along the way? And I want you to for sure talk about how you've learned how to use a second device and connect your phone.
Yes.
We'll talk about that. I'll let you.
So, yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to do because I had science experiments and my window's like this, and I don't want to hold up oil and water in front of my laptop because that's just disaster. Like, I could just see that happening. So, like, no. So I was able to figure out a way from other people talking that you could hook up your phone as a document camera. I'm like, well, how do you hold it at the same time?
Yeah.
So I went to Amazon and I found this.
Yes, I have one of those. I'm not sure.
And it's really nice because it can clamp onto anything. It just tightens down. And then it can bend and move because sometimes, my experiments go down flat on a tray, but sometimes you have to look through them like fireworks. And then I can take this and I can tilt it like this. And so then it can go through. So I like that. And I like that you have to take 2 hands to bend it. That way it won't go easily. And then I can hook it to my table. I had to figure out where to hook it on my table to get the right, perspective. But I did. I figured that out. And so I can figure out how to teach in my teeny tiny classroom.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah. I wanted to say a trick with this because this is made to clip on the end of a table.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever have a position you want to put it and you don't have like an edge of a table right there, just get a heavy book like this and it sets on your table like that and you can
that'd be good too.
So that's just a pro tip for if somebody has one of these but they don't have the spot they want to aim their camera isn't on the edge of a table. I kind of discovered that little trick. So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Are there any other tips and tricks that you have for basically this video series is for anyone who is interested. In fact, I'm talking to one person right now. People who are interested in Outschool, but they don't know how to get started. What advice would you tell them?
Start simple. And don't be afraid to change your niche. Okay. It's good to have like your group, like mine is science experiments. And I see the same people taking all my classes and then they request, come up with some more ideas. And so I do. But that wasn't the first thing I tried. Okay. I tried doing like a math thing, like a shapes hunt, and that it flopped. Like nobody was booking that. I would say, please take it for free or take it for discount. I just want to try it out on you. That's all I taught. I taught the free people. I'm like,
yeah,
this isn't working. So I went, okay, let's try something else. And I always try my classes out on my daughter. And I go, if she can do it as a 4-year-old, then my Outschool students can do it. So she's my test driver.
You have a smart 4-year-old though, because my 4-year-old can't write her letters as well as yours can. So you have a
she's just starting. So it's all good. But yeah, don't be afraid to change and try new things. You never know what's going to go better. Will it be academic? Will it be extra stuff? Will it be the science stuff? Will it be the reading? Will it be the trivia, social stuff? Like, who knows what age group and what's going to book the best. So don't be afraid to change and to kind of go out of your comfort zone a little bit. Also, what really helped me when I first started is I got in touch with people who had kids the age that I want to teach. And at that time, these Facebook groups were just beginning. They're little baby groups of like 100 people. Well, now they have 1,000 people, and you have more chances of getting bookings. So go check out the one about the swapping and the discounted groups. Those are great. Yeah. Because I was spending a lot of my money booking classes for my daughter, and I wasn't making any money in return. So I would swap. And so if somebody had a class for a 4-year-old, and I say, well, you have a 4-year-old, come take my class. And we would pay for each other's classes, and then we refund each other. So we'd swap it. And that really helped us both get practice. And we both kind of promised we'd give some good reviews because we want to help each other out. Now, you don't want to like ask for fake good reviews. That's a big no-no. But it's good to have these reviews to start off with. So find somebody who can give you some good advice and leave you some good reviews. And then you won't look like a newbie anymore.
Also get some experience, like just getting used to the platform and how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. So I have a question. When you teach your classes, do you use slides? Do you give a handout? Or do you just, I know with your science experiments, you just show with the document camera.
Yeah, I do have a couple of slideshows I use every once in a while, but they're not like a big part of it. Some of them I do handouts, but usually not. Mostly just the hands-on science part of it.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah. With my Spanish classes so far, I haven't really done slides. I write on the whiteboard, and I haven't really done a handout for them to print. I just type up everything that we learned in class because it's Spanish conversation. So we could decide to go off on a tangent and learn different Spanish words according to what my students kind of are interested in or their skill level, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
With my math games class, I do send a handout either before or after the class with like the game board, so they can play with it with me, or they can play with it after class, depending on what the game is. They can keep practicing at home.
Very fun. I love it. That's great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you. Is there anything extra that you would like to mention on the video? I know some of the people I've interviewed have their own website. Do you have your own website?
No, not yet. Just a YouTube. I'm so simple.
I just wanted to shout it out if you had one.
Right, yeah.
So definitely check out your YouTube channel. Say the name of your YouTube channel one more time.
It's Rebekah F. Online Teaching.
Okay, let me create a banner.
And also find a friend or a mentor to link up with at the beginning. Either somebody who joined at the same time as you and go through this journey together and encourage each other on, or somebody who's been there for a while and can encourage you. It's always good to have that person to say, hey, I'm struggling. What can I do with bookings? Don't give up. Having that somebody really, really helps out when you feel like it's not working anymore. Just, you know, you need a mentor. You need a friend.
Yes, very good. That's partly why I'm doing these interviews so that people can see and hear someone who is new and learning Outschool and hear what's worked for them, what hasn't worked, right?
Yep.
Well,
I'll
thank
be your friend.
you. Great. Well, I'll tell you today my blunder was I hurried home and I struggled with my printer. I printed off the papers for my daughter's class. I got the paint out. One of my kids was throwing a fit. I got everything set up for them and it wouldn't log on. And I messaged the teacher and she said, the class is tomorrow. Oh, okay. It's tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I teach a class at 3 p.m. Okay, an hour later. So I fed the baby, tried to get him settled down. Of course, his brother wanted to play with him and didn't let him go to sleep. Then I got all set up to teach my class. And I sent messages to all the students like, oh, I can't wait to teach you in a few minutes. Just a little reminder, Then I go to the class, nobody came. And then I realized that class is tomorrow too.
Oh, no, you're off by a whole day.
Apparently, I think it's Wednesday and it's Tuesday. So I sent everybody messages. Just kidding. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
I'm constantly looking at my schedule. My husband goes, what are you teaching today? How many learners? I'm like, I don't know. I was looking, going, oh, that's what I'm teaching today. Got it. Because I set my schedule up like 2 weeks out. I just let it book whatever. And so every day is kind of a surprise going, oh, yeah, what am I teaching today? I have those supplies, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always stocked on my supplies.
Good. I'm excited because I'm going to be teaching Spanish class to adults soon. So I'm going to have VIP kid, and then I'm going to have Outschool, and then a little bit of your teaching moment. So it should be interesting. All right. Yay. Thank you so much for letting me interview you. And
You're welcome. Have a great day. Bye.